Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andreas Diaz. Me and Will are back today to do a what if discussion, episode 5, What If Zombie. And towards the end of the podcast, I will kind of have my surprise gift for Will because I recently watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I saw, I'm currently up to uh, episode 9, something like that. So,
Okay.
uh,
Cool.
my last episode was with the episode Yes Man, where
Yep. Yeah. With not the Enchantress, but like a similar
yeah, Laura,
character.
Laura, that's the
Yeah.
character. Yeah,
Yeah. Something like that.
yeah. Oh wow. So episode 15, I'm up to. Okay. So yes, we're like I'm like halfway to season 1. So me and my mom has been watching it, and um, before we get started for episode 5, what if I will tell you guys it's actually good. I was actually shocked about it. Actually,
Yeah.
um,
And man, I don't think you've even gotten to the good part yet.
oh, yes, yeah. After we finished episode 5, I had some questions for you, and like, because it's kind of interesting seeing that show because I know certain things that's gonna happen,
Mhm.
and I know I'm not like excited for certain things that's gonna happen, but I'll explain that to you when we're done with episode 5. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so okay, well, we're like, what if episode 5? What you thoughts about this episode?
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. Um, and I liked the like character dynamics between characters that don't necessarily get to interact in the movies.
True, true.
So yeah, no, I think this could have been a fun like full length movie if they did like I don't know, like I could see them turning this into a full length movie down the line.
It's potential. Like, I mean, if they ever do like a live action like Elseworld story in their universe, kind of like
Mhm.
Joker, the
Yeah.
Deadpool films, like I think this could be potential. I mean, like I, I mean, the zombie Sandra is so popular. I Want
Hmm.
the Dead and 28 Days Later, Shaun of
Yeah.
the Dead, all that. And I guess I will say, my initial thoughts is it was good. I like that they did not like skip on the zombie horror action. I would say, um, like it was kind of like half 28 Days Later, half Shaun of the Dead, especially with the jokes we get, and or Zombieland there.
Mhm.
But I don't know. This one was like, I don't know. When I saw it yesterday, I was like kind of like, oh, okay. I was like nim, like like I don't know, like I think you and I have been discussing this for the last 4 weeks. From the start of the show, the pacing is just it's been so all over the place, so
Yeah.
inconsistent, and it's like this one was like in and out. It's like, oh man, like they have like one storyline that's potentially interesting. They couldn't like explore, but like they didn't have time to do that. So like that was my thing. So I kind of I actually I actually it's kind of good. I've been watching Agent Shields because I this episode I'm like so cold on this episode. I'm so sorry. I just
Yeah. I
I
mean, yeah, that's
it's
fine. It's yeah, I mean that's how I felt about most of these episodes.
oh my god, oh, yeah. I mean I can like I can understand episode 1 that was rough, and then episode 3 was episode 3 was the like the murder of the Avengers. That was okay. It was good, but like could have done more. But,
Yeah.
yeah, this one was like what you say, Will. Like you were having that for the 4 episodes. This was for me, I think,
Yeah.
because especially because this like was the most horror that Marvel has gotten. But I guess I want to get into the positives, and I will say, Paul Rudd is amazing. I really love Paul Rudd. I think
Yeah.
he's one of the best actors ever, and I think his role here was fantastic, and I just love that he's in a jar. Like it reminded me of Futurama.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
One of the celebrities and those jar heads. It's so um yeah, and I actually like the biggest surprise was Spider-Man. I actually like this actor that voiced him. It was pretty good.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah. I like Sharon in this. She was good here. I love Koei. He's really good. I hope she got a lot more to do here than the first 2 active films, but that's just me. But I thought she was great here. I will say I like the way they got the zombie virus from the quantum realm. I actually like that.
Yeah, me too.
So that was actually cool, and I kind of like how it was kind of cool how they use hope as like the thematically crush of the episode. Like yet still have hope. You know, but, have hope to find a cure for the zombie apocalypse. All that. I guess. Do you like that they did a what if? For what if Avengers Infinity War went from a different direction and it was a zombie apocalypse? Did you like that when they started this episode?
I mean, I guess they had to set it like at some point in the timeline. And that was as good a place as any. Although I don't know, I'm not really interested if they do like a sequel to this one. I like zombie Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet isn't that. I don't know. I don't really want to see that. Like, I want to see just like a story about the Marvel universe being overrun by zombies, not just a zombie rehash of Infinity War. But like this, the plot for like this actual episode was interesting, and I enjoyed that.
See,
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, okay. So I think out of the episodes, this one was like directly adapting, the famous Marvel story, Marvel zombies, and I don't know. Like I kind of wish they went all out and we saw other heroes being affected. Like I don't know. Like it was like I don't know. It's kind of tough because we have certain heroes that are not in this universe yet. Like
Right.
cannot I try to remember what was there like a zombie? Yeah, like there was like a zombie apocalypse, like a zombie Galactus, and then Magneto, and then I don't know about that. So yeah, I guess it's kind of tough for them to do like a zombie episode with like restrictions they have. Disney Plus. I mean, you do see them being cut their heads and stuff, but excuse me. Oh man, turning into a zombie. I guess, and then the look of the zombies were, good. I don't know. What are your thoughts about the science of zombies?
The science of the zombies.
The signs, yeah. They look, the pale blue.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they looked cool. Like they looked good for like an animated zombie thing.
It's true.
Um, if they looked like that in like a live action thing, I wouldn't.
Oh my god,
Because they were like blue and green, and that's cartoony. But yeah, that's good for animation.
yeah, that's just true. I think my favorite design was the Captain America one.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
one looked really nice. He looked.
Like, no, you go.
Oh no, you go. What were you gonna say?
I liked when Bucky like threw the shield to do like the Winter Soldier thing, and then it sliced him in half.
Yes,
That was really well done.
that was great. Yeah. Oh my god. And my favorite one was Happy and like him saying "blam" every time he does the gauntlet hand. That was cool. Very nice. Then I guess so I guess the storyline that I was talking about earlier about the Eastern storyline they could have taken farther was Vision feeding like Scarlet Witch still having her powers and being zombified. I mean, we saw that with Doctor Strange. He can still do the pose.
Right.
One. I that's a concept that is kind of interesting. Seeing superpower zombies. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like it'd be kind of cool to see like the non-power heroes like being survivors, and then like have the evil like zombie super team. You know, having
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be interesting. I don't know. It seemed like all the zombies in this one that had powers were like too smart for zombies.
right.
But
I think yeah, zombies are always you could take advantage of these zombies. They like oh man, like was it in the sequel from 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later that has Jeremy Renner. Kind of funny that we have a Hawkeye zombie here. The dad in that sequel was infected by the rage virus, and like he came out as like this like he was like aware of his surroundings, but like he was still infected. So it's always that question like they still retain their intelligence while they're zombified, and it's always that question, but it's never going to get answered because it's kind of like well how they obtain that when they're like these like blood sucking and eating cannibals, monsters. I don't know. They could have gone answering round of saying, I mean, you could say to me like it'd be kind of cool like the example why they kept their powers and being intelligence because of the quantum one, right? Because it's from Jane, right? And that because the quantum realm is like a cosmic portal or dimension, like it has very like Jane has still her memories or like intelligence left, but she just doesn't have the kind of like self awareness and conscious anymore, like it's just empty and it's just like a survival mode. Like, I don't know. Maybe that could happen. But you mentioned like seeing like a team dynamic we haven't seen before in the movies. Like seeing Spider-Man, Happy, McCoy, Winter Soldier, and Banner, and then the one of those con associates from
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. It's here. Kurt.
Yeah.
Kurt being there. Very interesting. And I actually really liked them because those are the ones, except for maybe Spider-Man, they did never have fully character development. And I think that was one of the positives I liked about it.
Yeah.
Especially with Hope. I think Hope was my favorite character of this episode.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I really like her sacrifice, and I think that was one of my favorite moments from that episode.
Hmm.
And, especially with her interacting with Spider-Man. I think that was my favorite like character
Yeah.
interaction.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. Um, and it was cool seeing Spider-Man with the cape, with the flow of levitation. That reading game. That was like the MVP of this episode.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna get some of that in the new Spider-Man movie. Him with the
Oh,
cloak.
yes! I never thought about that. If they're going to do that in that, I want that so badly. Oh my god, I never thought about that. Yes. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that because I forgot that Strange is in that movie. Ugh.
Mhm.
Oh my god, yes. I need that. If they do that, that was going to be my favorite superhero film in 2021. So they had to do it. Anyway, um, yeah, and so we go into this compound. And obviously, they discovered the Homeland beacon, whatever, and they entering this facility of the New Jersey one where Captain America was trained. That was very cool. I like it like that, and I like you get to see Vision. I like Vision. I like this, and this is the part I think I actually enjoy the third act of this episode than the two acts. I think
Okay.
because I think because um it was this is where it felt more like a zombie episode. It felt like more like a Marvel zombie because
Hmm.
I like because it went more into that traditional route of a zombie movie. Like we see Vision being this, the one individual in the story that is keeping a secret, which is not
Hmm.
good.
Yep.
If you've seen The Walking Dead or whatever zombie film, of course you got this one person that's keeping, a loved one or someone that's been infected, of course.
Yeah.
And that part here was my favorite part. And it was kind of sad to see, Vision being kind of very in this gray area, trying to support his love with Wanda, feeding her and trying to keep her contained.
Hmm.
And another thing that was like very classic zombie being that it could be bad or good. It depends. I'm kind of curious to hear your thoughts, Will, about this one. Was him like curing um well you say this with Walking Dead, like if you cut out someone's like body, like the area that's getting infection, you don't become a zombie, right? And
Hmm.
and here he did, Vicious did save, you know, um, Scott and Black Panther with that Black Panther hair, and um, this episode they didn't explain the cure, which in times of the zombie movies and TV I seen, they never explained the cure. They never go in deep. So I'm kind of curious with you, Will. Did you like? Did they never explain the cure, or like, or I'm missing something? Like,
I thought there wasn't a cure.
okay,
Like I thought like the Mind Stone was holding them at bay, and then he was like telling people that there was a cure to like lure them in so he could feed them to Wanda.
that's true.
And
That is very
then
true.
and then at the end he gave them the Mind Stone so they could research it in Wakanda and figure out a cure using that because it was holding them at bay.
Yeah, that part is true.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and especially because the zombies outside of the gates, they like it was kind of funny because I think Bucky or Spider-Man like mentioned this in the episode that why you're not coming in to the fence. The fact that there was one fence in the area that was like open, like it was open wide,
Hmm.
and so that was like the first hint that Vision is controlling these zombies in Bay, right? As you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was something I didn't catch on after when Vision uh, took out the stone, yes, the Mind Stone
Hmm.
from his forehead, and then the zombies, like after he died, activated, moved towards the fence and entering the compound. And I actually really like Zombie Wanda. I think she was a cool and interesting zombie, and it was like very interesting. And it was definitely that area that I wanted to explore more, seeing like a superpower zombie.
Hmm.
So that'd be kind of cool. And then I guess uh, get into like the last act. That um, so like the last remaining heroes, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and of course Scott. Now with the cloak helping him to fly now. By the way, that's another one. I love how the cloak of levitation hooks on with Scott. That was a
Hmm.
good image. That was really great. And of course, Banner sacrificed himself to let them, survive. Very classic zombie thing. And and then towards the end of the episode, I like how Black Panther reiterates, how death, like the quote he say in, I think, in Captain America Civil War, where he was talking to Sam and Steve about
Hmm.
how death is never like real. I should have drawn that line. But the line here, when everyone passes on, they're go into this like spiritual area in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, death is not the end. That was what he said. In
Hmm.
my culture, death is not the end. That's what Black Panther said. That was something he say in Captain America Civil War. So that was kind of cool. And then, of course, towards the end of the episode, we got the zombie mammals who attacked Wakanda. And it was a good image. I really liked that image of a zombified Thanos with the gauntlet. So that was
Hmm.
cool. Uh, yeah. So, uh, anything else? That's everything covered here.
Um. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else to talk about. I mean, this one was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was like, maybe that's why I'm kind of cold in this episode. It was like the most straightforward episode I've seen in my life, and that's not good. So yeah. So this is like my worst. This is my worst episode.
Okay.
So I think they could have done more
Yeah.
because like even the zombie stuff, like you kind of know where it's going, you know.
Hmm.
Like I appreciate it. I like the third act, but like it's something I've already seen before in other zombie movies,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the references here is kind of obvious, and then, what's it, and then there are some pop culture stuff here, but one thing that's kind of weird that's been mentioned. There's like a Deadpool cameo here.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, um, it was like towards the end of the third act, and it's like a quick you miss it moment, and you see Wade Wilson, and yeah, so I just want to mention that. So yeah, so that's really it. It was like a quick cameo. Um, yeah, so that's all we have to say for this episode, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should get into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Want to talk about that more?
Yeah.
So let's do that because there's more to talk about that because I have seen that. I'll let you start the conversation. Well, for me, like ask me any question about the show. I'll give you an answer right
Uh, what do you mean? Like,
now. Let's take me in any direction. Like what was your first impressions of the show after seeing 15 episodes of
yeah.
half?
Okay.
You know.
I guess like I don't know. How do you feel about the characters so far?
Okay. I think so far I enjoyed the team. I guess my favorites so far for me is Agent Coulson, May, and Ward. Those are my three favorite characters so far.
Okay.
I like them. I do enjoy Fitz and Simmons and Sky, but I'm kind of like neutral with them. But
Yeah.
my mom likes Sky and Fitz and Simmons, but I really enjoyed those characters. So that's good. I enjoy all the characters. I have no problems with them. I really enjoyed their story arcs they have so far in this half season. I've been watching with them, especially with Sky, because I know what's going to happen with Sky, and so I'm kind of curious what's going to happen to them. Or her. I'm sorry. And so Ward. I think Ward is my personal favorite character. I just like him as like a leading man. He's very like he's this typical action guy, but like has a lot of depth that I like. Especially I'm curious about his turn that I know is gonna happen. If I really like that because I like him as just this good guy. But I this is where I want to ask you: did you like his turn? And
yeah. I actually like wasn't that crazy about him before the turn.
Okay.
He just felt kind of generic to me.
Okay.
And then when that happened, his character gets so much more like depth, and you get to learn more about his backstory. And he becomes much more complicated as a character. And I really liked it.
Okay, I can see why. Yeah, I mean he has that. Like, he's just like this very like stereotypical macho man, basically in the show. But I don't know. I think I like the actor. He just
I like him too, but I think it wasn't until like after the turn where I like grew on me.
Oh, that's cool. No, I can see why. I can see why. But I just love his funny moments. I love how he, what was it in episode? Trying to remember episode 4 or 6 where there was a running gag where Fitz and Simmons like interact like copy what Ward was saying. Like he was complaining about how much weight is the gun that Fitz created, and that was so funny.
Yeah,
and especially how Simmons does it. It was so funny. He tricked Ward. Like, oh, I fixed this thing. I'm so sorry. And then he tried it out, and he's like, oh, perfect. Oh my god, it was so funny. Oh my god, it was so funny. Oh, so sorry, folks. It was so funny. It made me cough right now. It was episode 6 because it was where Fitz gets infected with the Charlie Homeland, and and towards the end of that episode, I think she thank the Ward for saving her. And then he did that thing that Simmons did earlier. It's like, oh, I'm Agent Ward. It was, oh my god, it was so great.
Yeah.
Oh man, the humor here was amazing. I
Yeah.
think I love the humor. They were spot on.
Yeah, that's Jed Whedon and Maurissa is it Tancharoen?
Tancharoen, yeah.
Yeah, their humor's great. I don't know. Have you seen like other stuff that they've worked on, like Dollhouse or?
So I haven't seen a whole lot of the Joss Whedon or their work. Like I haven't seen Buffy or Angel or Serenity. Yeah. So I just know like the kind of humor from the adventure films and Firefly, the movie, and that's it. So this is like my first time watching a medium project. So yeah. But no, I think they did a good job. I like about their humor is very organic. It's not being like forced. Like some of the MCU films or the Arrowverse, I will say. So I think the jokes land pretty well, especially what's the episode? One of the episodes when Ward and Fitz go to Russia and like they cross the border, and then there was a scene. There's a scene when they get out of the truck, and then when they hear, I think like more cavalry was coming over, Fitz like does the sprint very quickly, and he's like he runs, and that was my favorite scene. Like one of the most funny scenes. The Hub, it was called. That's okay. We get introduced with Victoria Hand, and then that's what the weapon called, the overkill device. That's the episode I'm talking about, where we cross over Russia, and then it was a great episode. I like the thing I like about this show, like any experience to that. I like the character thematic, and I like this team because my favorite team since the Flash, I would say. And I guess I kind of want to ask you this, because I know, like, the show is like a ensemble cast, and I get that. Does the expansion and the change of the team works after this season? Because I like this team. I like this more small, tightly group.
Yeah, let's see. It expands. I liked, like the vast majority of the characters that got added to the team. I think there's one who's on the team for like a season later, that I'm like not like they're not my favorite, but for the most part, it's like really good. Like the Whedons are very good at like character interactions and like interpersonal like conflict and drama and humor. So I would say like the character and the character dynamics is where the show really shines.
No, I agree. I 100 completely agree with you about that. I think each character shines very well. I think I had that one, especially with Sky. Because Sky, I was a little like, okay, it's just like this typical like what's there, like nerdy, like the person in the chair, right?
Right.
Like Chloe from Smallville, and Felicity from Arrow, or Cisco from Flash, or Brainy 5 and Whedon, or Win from Supergirl. But of course, with Sky, I was aware of certain things, but what was happening in season 1. Like I know her parents become more involved in the show in next season. I know
Yep.
what's gonna happen with that. I was happy to see that in this season. I was like very intrigued, and those episodes are my favorite with Sky when she really gets to act, and I like her relationship with Coulson. I actually really like that.
Yeah, that's like a huge like core of the show is their like father-daughter dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really
Um, yeah. The episode was it Tahiti or Tracks? No, Tahiti when Sky is in, of course, a Shield medical facility. The scene with Coulson, this is I love Clark right here. Agent Coulson is amazing show, and
yeah.
I love his line, "We are her family," and that got to me. And oh my god, that was like, and like he was like the father for her from at that moment. Yeah, that was my favorite moment. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was so emotional. By the way, I think from episode 12 to 14 are like the best episodes in the season. I think for me. I guess I'll go like my favorite episodes from so far is episode 4, I Spy.
Okay.
And then my favorite, the next will be trying to find because there's a lot. Yeah, I'll say I Spy, Seeds, Tracks, and Tahiti are my favorite episodes of this season.
Okay.
And
So far.
yeah, so far, and then the rest I do like, in terms of like just characters interaction and plot story. Those episodes really got me into the show completely. But overall, I enjoy every episode. I have no problem with it. So I think I really enjoyed those. And there were some I questioned. The big one was for me was connecting to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like the episode with when got introduced was the Well, with Dr. Elliot Randolph. I like the character. He was really funny.
Yeah. I think he comes back in a later season for an episode.
I think so. He comes back in season 3, I know.
Okay,
so, yeah. I do remember that part. The Well was one I was like, I liked it, but I kind of wish, because the first episode I seen before I actually had a chance to see the show was Yes Man. That was the episode I saw when it was airing from 2013. And I always thought the Well should be more of what Yes. Like it should I feel like the Well should be mixed with Yes Man, because it'd be kind of cool to see Lady Sif and then her going to not only stop the other Asgardian, Lauren, the witch, whatever, and then also at the same time she's like searching for the Asgardian berserker staff, and then this is where we get introduced with Dr. Alien. I feel like those two episodes should be more combined, but it's just it's just me. I don't know, like, because I never liked the opening where like they have to clean up at the Thor, the Dark World. I don't know. I never liked that part.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The tie-ins kind of get less like direct later, and I think that's better. Like once the show develops its own sort of mythology, it becomes more standalone, and it works better that way.
Okay. Which is fine, and I completely know that, because especially season 4, I know that's where they really take off their own identity and stuff. So I'm not too worried about that, but that's good to hear. Yeah, because I'm curious about because season 2 and 3 is gonna be very heavy on setting up something that I know, and I always feel like that was maybe the weakest part of the show.
It's actually my favorite part of the show.
Oh, really? Okay, because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because when we get to it, like I guess season 2 or 3, because they had a show that came out with it, and like it didn't connect to Agent of Shield. It was just weird.
Yeah. I retroactively obviously very happy that it wasn't connected.
Oh,
Um,
that's true. Um,
but yeah, I think because if you remember, like a long time ago, Inhumans was going to be a movie,
yes, I know
and
that
I
part.
think when they were planning this show, they were building toward like an Inhumans movie,
Yeah,
and that would have had more tie-ins.
that's
But um, yeah, but like the Inhumans as they appear in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are great. Um, and again, like completely separate from that awful miniseries.
oh
Um,
yeah, completely.
yeah,
I don't know. I guess my problem with it, like just me, is not with the show. I think they did a good job of setting up the Inhumans, but I just don't like because like part the head guy from Marvel, whatever, like they're trying to replace the X-Men, and I never
yeah,
like that for me does bug me. But I
yeah,
had to see how they, they handle it in the show, so I'm not gonna just figure out right now. So,
yeah,
I mean, it could be good to see Sky in the Humans because I think that was potential for Sky.
yeah. Oh, man, I really hope that they like. I know they won't, but I want them to bring characters from this show back. At least I want them to bring Sky back.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, because especially her parents, I think there's interesting things to do with that. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I guess another thing I guess I'm kind of curious. I like Coulson in the show. I really like his like return and like how they pay off why he came back from the
hmm
dead. Um, like because those that's why I pick episode 12 to 15, 12 to 14 because we're dealing with that, and those were my like especially when Coulson gets captured by the clairvoyant and of course, Coulson gets kind of tortured, and he's trying to figure out like they're trying to figure out how he came back. Like
hmm
all that was great, especially Kurt Brest's performance was amazing, especially in episode uh, 10 or 11 when uh, they were trying to rescue Coulson and like it, Craig's performance is just amazing. Like everything he do is in his eyes, and it's like you could tell like he's sad or happy. Like
hmm
it's like it was just amazing. I was so surprised by his words. My favorite scene is where he meets the doctor that was helping with the procedure. Like that was my favorite scene.
yeah,
Like it felt like a Star Trek moment, and like philosophical like discussion, but in such a good way. It's just in a car with just two people, and I love that scene so much. And he's from Firefly, by the way. I do know that actor, so I was actually kind of happy they brought him to the show. The other lead show, Serenity stuff, or Firefly, because Serenity is the movie. Sorry, I
yeah,
wasn't. But yeah, so I really enjoy this show. I really liked it. I because I like the pilot because I love the more spy stuff, and that was a drinking
hmm
I was a little concerned about Sky and then connecting with like of course Mike Patterson was in just here. But then I going through the series, it was good that they were actually paying that off. Mike storyline is not over yet, of course. And then Sky, got more development over the next couple episodes, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very intrigued about this clairvoyant and seeing Deathlock, of course. My question is the clairvoyant going to be a major thing in the next couple seasons, or is just for this first season? 'Cause,
Well, I don't want to like spoil stuff.
no. I am like, do we
Okay.
see them again? I guess.
He's the first season's big bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know in our organization it's going to be major. The half point. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll see. And the show's about to like completely change in a couple episodes from where you're at. So
yes, I'm kind of curious about when we get into the Winter Soldier stuff.
yeah, it's soon.
Okay, so, that's cool.
Yeah, and I would actually recommend like watching. Okay, I can tell you when it happens. I would say after you watch the next episode, you should watch Winter Soldier.
Okay, I get what you think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I will do that, and then totally see that because I Stitwell was in 2 episodes I saw, so I think Yes Man set up his departure to go to the boat in Winter Soldier, right? Or
the next episode does.
Next episode's gonna happen. Okay. So and the next episode is called The End of the Beginning.
Yeah.
So, episode 16. Okay. So hopefully I will get finished with the next episodes with my mom. Because so far I've been enjoying the show. It's been amazing. I was kind of surprised they've been like globe trotting in the episode, which is good. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
It was funny to see some countries that me and my mom went to. So it's really funny. Yeah. I guess I'm trying to figure out what other characters. I did like the girl in the flower dress. Ray, that's her character.
Yeah.
She's a very interesting character.
Yeah, like she's around for a few seasons, so yeah, she's great. Played by what's her name?
Ruth.
Yeah, Ruth Negga.
Ruth Negga.
Oscar nominated.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, for
and married to the guy that plays Howard Stark, young Howard Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Dominic Cooper, I think. Hold on.
Oh no, they broke up.
They broke up. Oh, that's sad.
It's weird. He's dating Jimin Chan, who's gonna be Internals.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's
Oh, man. Okay. I guess they were dating while this was airing. It looks
exactly.
like.
Yeah.
Okay. Hadn't checked in a while.
Yeah. He's definitely Tony Stark. Oh my god, yes. But yes, she's great. I like her. She's amazing performance. I love her scenes with Coulson, of course. And yeah, I think she's a great villain. And I am very interested about the clairvoyant. Very excited for the next couple episodes for that. And I was so excited. I was excited to see Don Gill, who's going to be Blizzard. Yep. So I didn't realize that was actually Blizzard, which was cool. So yeah, it was a fantastic show. I think I love their setup of the characters. And I think they were. I actually like how Blizzard was, and I think that was a good depiction of that character because that's like the second character that takes that. I guess, is there anything else I had to mention with the 15 episodes I've seen with Shield?
I don't know.
Well, I guess I guess to wrap this up, I saw the scene. My mom hadn't seen it. It's the scene where May was, of course, this is in episode 15. Yes, ma'am. Of course, Coulson was talking to Sky. Of course, he told her about how that the GH formula was from the alien, and that's Kree, right?
Right.
Okay, that's Kree. And towards the end of like their conversation about keeping a secret from the team and stuff like that, we get to zoom in of this like small speaker. Someone was listening into their conversation, and that's of course HMA. By the way, I like HMA. My mom doesn't like HMA because he's too cold. And,
Oh, okay. Well,
you know,
that's the
I
whole thing.
yeah. Well, I mean, May is like that no nonsense
Yeah.
person in this team. But you know, I like her. I like May. She's my favorite.
Mm.
I heard that. She could kick butt. I'm telling you that. But you know, and then she calls. Of course, May does like kind of like that spy thing where she calls like a very private line. And I not to like spoil things. Like, is that satisfying payoff, or is it gonna disappoint you? Like,
No, that's good.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's all I want to know. Because I was like, no, I don't want her to be bad or good. But yeah, yeah, that's all I have to say. Well, I guess we have what 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 more episodes of What If, and
Yeah.
and I don't know, 2 weeks or 1 week. We should do after we have like a break between this show and Hawkeye. I think we should do like a spoiled cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. First season. I think.
Sure. Yeah.
So and discuss more in detail about the whole season and what I think overall. Because right now I've been pretty satisfied. I'm happy. I think it's one of the best shows I've seen so far on Netflix.
Mhm.
And I love the action scenes. Actually, I do want to
Yeah.
comment that the action scenes are top notch. I think they
Yeah,
really,
they're really good.
yeah. So, but thank you, Will, for joining me for this very eventful episode.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm happy I got into Agent Shields. I know you really like the show, and so
Mhm.
this was a perfect moment after the reason why, because me and mom was watching Downton Abbey in Netflix and got finished all 6 seasons. So now it was like, what was the next show we gotta watch? And then I suggest Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it worked, and she likes it too. It's yeah,
Yeah.
that pilot hooked us on the show. It's great.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm really excited for the next episodes. So I'll keep you posted.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and then do that discussion. So thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. May we'll be back for next week. But what if hopefully sorry, hopefully next week will be better than this week. Hopefully they can give me more action and more humor, maybe. What if? But of course, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys soon.